Hello there, Aslan. And hi, Daniel. The reason why I'm so quiet is because there's not that many in the chat, and I really like Ori and the Blind Forest music, so I thought it was better for the music to speak for itself while I'm cleaning up the model a little bit. think the music is soothing, Aslan? I think it's quite a good relaxing work music. Also, I feel like I'm kind of done with the 2 planks that I can actually see. I think I should do the damage a little bit more and then the roundness here, but other than that we're gonna move on to the 3rd plank that is just gonna be mirrored on the other side. Unless I should actually make something here, as it's quite empty. Should probably make this larger. A little bit at least. So we can see some difference here in the metal ring. Let's see how that looks. Can you just put a straight one here? It's a little bit severe, but quite quick since it's straight. Oh, better than nothing. Yep. some more edges where there is none, perhaps. Yeah, that's why I added that line. But I don't want to go and do too much because it's quite stylized, so we're gonna have to keep the cracks and tears like to a minimum, and then just have bigger surfaces with color splashes and stuff. So that's the idea. But it looked very empty, and I'm quite sure that if it wouldn't have been for the angle and that my rope is a little bit more slack in it, then the concept artist probably would have added another crack there. So then the question is what we should do with the last blank that we're gonna mirror, because we have the swirls on both of these. Wonder if I should keep it clean. Can do some sketching at least on it. Maybe having that type of straight cleavage on the top here. So let's do a first sketch and see what that takes us. It's a good thing we have store morph, so we can just go and erase things. I wonder if I should make the whole plank a little bit on the side instead. And both of these are coming from that side, so that could work. Let's try this out, see if we can get something to work. Yeah, I think that could work fairly decent for the rest. Oh, I guess it's time to up the resolution. Hi Lingen! It's as Aslan said, it's going. I'm working on the third plank. So the one that's going to be here behind, so we can't really see that much of it. So I'm just sketching out a pattern and then tracing it. So we'll just mirror all of the planks around later, so we're only gonna use 3 of them. By the way, did you finish the character? The one with the underwears? Do you think you would put down this much time and care in all assets you create for the Wild West scene? No. I will make a list with like A, B, and C, prioritizing the assets, like a 1, 2, 3, and everything that is like just in the background, they will get like C, which means that I'm probably just gonna put them on tiling textures and then make them. But like hero props and stuff that are very like big and like visible, I'll probably put the time and care into them. Depends on the scene I'm going to make actually. So, but yeah, if it's like a huge, say it's because it's the Wild West, I saw a lot of concept that has a train. Then perhaps the train, because it's going to be the biggest thing in the scene, will get a lot of attention, but the rest is just going to be background props. So if I would do this, it would take me like hours and weeks to finish it, so that's not really gonna work out. Oh, you haven't had time to work on it, that's a shame. You started on the saw sword? Need to make the rope belt as well. Oh, you're going with that to have the underwear cloth folds behave correctly, I guess. I can send you the rope brush if you like. I actually changed the rope, so I was gonna show that later anyway. So this is from the rope brush, and just because of the concept, I actually didn't like how many twists and stuff it got, like the twirly things around it, because it's so stylized it looked like it's just lumps around it. So I decided to just do it in Maya instead by taking actually I can show that scene because I still have it open. Here we go. I tried out several different like spirals, helix, it's a polygon primitive, the helix. And then I just tried out different settings with how many loops I like to have and how close it is, and then I just used the non-linear function, which you can find in the animation tab here, and then I just twisted it a little bit, and I also, because it's already twisted but I need a little bit more of it, and then I used bend function. So you can see here how I used one of the helix and then bend it, and I thought it became a little bit too thick and narrow this tryout, and I couldn't really do that much with the intersection here, so I just made different parts, and I got a cool effect with this one over here. It can probably be used for some other like knot or loop in another sense later on. And yeah, then I just took the one of the helix and bent it, so I think it look a bit more like the concept instead of using this one that is have thinner loops going on, which is a shame because I usually use that brush, but yes, you recall I had a lot of issues with it as well to get it to work, so this took me like 10 minutes with trying out to get the right settings and stuff, and I was like, ah, thank God. But you can indeed get the rope brush because I use it for anything else that is a little bit more realistic. I don't have the patience for that, probably something I need to work on. Okay. Yeah, I also think it looks better, so but I kept the old one here just for comparison to see if it actually did indeed look better according to the concept. So yeah, we're gonna work a little bit on it later and then add like some more details with the orb crack, but basically otherwise then the rope is kind of done. This is more work on the rings, skeleton, the small bolts, but I think we can finish this today. So I can make the low poly and UVs offline, so you don't have to watch that. But when I'm working on the Wild West scene, it's gonna be more than just once a week. So probably gonna stream more, but I'm gonna keep all the like technical boring bits offline. So then I need more concentration as well. I forgot to put more font to this one. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's move on to the corner here then. skipping steps. Really? But you like to watch me making a low poly and UVs. I'm quite uncertain myself if I actually would watch that. But I am going to work on the low poly probably tomorrow, during the day actually, daytime in Sweden, since I'm not working at the moment. I'm still on vacation, so I could just turn on the stream, but then you have to promise to watch. Promise to watch Ling and can't complain, get a chance and leave now, can you? Okay. No, but seriously, like, I'm not sure if anyone would actually be interested in seeing that. It's quite straightforward. It's just taking the high poly and then making it to a low poly. And then the UVing is like a puzzle, I guess. Cutting, sewing, placing, and that's about it. Alright, the last piece, the swirly thing. I would watch. I need to learn the basic Maya. Oh, okay. I don't know how to put the cylinder in scene in Maya. Well, it's basically just pressing that cylinder. I know you're trolling me. We can go and do it in Max. No, wait! Didn't you tell me that you actually don't know Maya? Oh yeah, that's true. So then, well, I think everyone knows to put a cylinder in Maya, but I think you were a Max user, if I recall correctly. But I was using Max myself before, so it's not that hard to use Maya actually. It's mostly an issue when it comes to learning how the normal smoothing is working with the... It's not called smoothing groups in Maya. I think the rest is pretty straightforward. And oh yeah, the modifier tab is not in Maya either. So it's a little bit different way of modeling if you're using a lot of modifiers in Max. Only Max. I opened Maya once, I think, but that was a brief visit. Yeah, I did the same in the beginning. It was a bit overwhelming, but then I was kind of forced to learn it. And then I just decided I wouldn't rely on Max anymore. So basically what I did in the beginning was that I did some function in Maya and then some in Max, and I jumped back and forth when I was learning. And then I decided I was only allowed to use Maya, even if it meant me being like 10 times slower and everything kind of broke all the times because I didn't know what I was doing. Which is why, like, next time I'm doing something in Zbrush, like a small prop, I'm gonna try to make everything in Zbrush and use CModeler and new Boolean operations because I really need to learn them. Instead of like now, I was like, I know how to do it in Maya, like 5 minutes, and then I went in there instead of like even trying in Zbrush. But then I won't learn how to do that stupid rope in Zbrush, so next time I'm gonna try to do everything. was just checking how long we've been listening to the Orient Blind Forest. It's a playlist of like 1.5 hours. It's really good, but starts to sound basically the same to me now. Actually, I forgot to check if my last video got muted when we switched music to game music. If it even made a difference. Oh, there we go. I think the last plank is done, maybe. Maybe we should add a little bit of indent here. just gonna move this line here a little bit as well, to just get them a little bit uneven on the sides. Alright, I think we're done with the planks. Can always revisit them later, so let's move on to have a look at the ring, maybe? Because we only made like this and then we left it. So let's make a new save. Layers. Okay, bake all, fill objects. There you go. Okay, we have some kind of small little dent over here as well. The concept at least. Let's see how that looks like. edge up here. think we should swap music. How about... maybe... let's see. Well, some should recognize it at least. It's Horizon Zero Dawn. wasn't too happy with that damage I made, but I don't have morph, so I used fill it in, make it do with what we have. So let's just keep a small dent there. Alright, let's get rid of that stupid knot. I think it's this one, and we have no. Here we go. We have a new one. There's a lot of games I want to play that's exclusive to PlayStation. I might just give in and buy one. Yeah, I know what you mean. I felt the same with... Well, not really the same. The only reason why I bought a Switch was because I want to play Zelda. It's a very expensive game if you buy a Switch only for Zelda. But I really love the Zelda series, so... I think that and Mario Kart is the only games I have for the Switch. And the PlayStation I got just to play Uncharted in the beginning. And then, well, Horizon came as well and stuff, but don't have that many games for the consoles actually. I wish I had more, but don't really have time to play anyway, so... No, probably a second-hand one wouldn't be that expensive. It's been out on the market quite a long time now anyway. I do feel that there is sometimes a little bit weird music going on in the Horizon, like this one. I guess it's because a high tension area or something the player are in at the moment. High tension music results in high tension sculpting. I wonder if I'm a bit too concentrated and a little bit too quiet. Not sure. It's pretty straightforward, the cracks in the metal anyway. You want to play Soma but don't have time. Soma? What is that short for? I actually don't really know that game. Or do I? I'm uncertain what it is. Oh, you're sculpting now as well. That's nice. I guess you need a rope brush then. No, not for that one, but for the pants, right? I will grab that one later for you. It's the whole name. Oh, okay. Let me Google that then. Oh, it's a horror game. Okay. Then no wonder I haven't heard of it. I kind of try to stay far away as possible from all things that are scary and has anything to do with horror. Ah, that's pretty nasty. Oh, no thank you. Horror games make me get the creeps. What happened in the chat? Raid? What? Hi everyone. You got raided. People from another channel came. Oh, okay. Marshmallow raid? What? Now I got super nervous though. Shit, okay. There's just a huge spam in there. Well, probably nobody can really see what I'm doing right now. I'm making this one. A small little prop. It's not my concept though. I'm trying to figure out what's going on in the who is raiding me? A four-man artist. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Your work looks ace. Aw, thank you. We saw you were doing something cool. Aw, thank you guys. Well, it's just a small little stylized prop, so... Actually, I'm trying to finish this during this stream, the high poly for it. So we will hopefully get the whole way, and then not today, but the next time I will do some substance painter on it and see if we can get something nice with stylization going on in there. So basically what I'm doing now is just doing the metal ring on the top. I think I lost myself a little bit. Let's see. Oh, we're actually working up here. We were also just talking about the music. It's from Horizon. Very fitting. There's still marshmallows going on in the whole chat. Oh my god, I can't really see what's happening. Oh, you want me to introduce myself, Aslan? Well, oh, I'm so bad at this. Okay. Well, the reason why we're listening to the music is because I was working on this game before, 2 years ago. So I was working on Horizon Zero Dawn as a prop artist, and then recently I've been working on a VR game, a stylized one, Apex Construct, and I just 2 days ago quit my job, and I will be working soon on Battlefield at DICE. So that's why I'm actually streaming, because I have some free time. And because it's fun. But I'm pretty new to this, so doing 2 things at the same time is not my strongest side. Talking and sculpting. So I'm sorry if I go quiet. It's not like you sit at work and talk and work at the same time. It's usually just listen to music. So it's a new experience for me. A4-man artist. I do digital art and graphic design. I guess you're then also streaming, but maybe not sculpting in Zbrush? Yeah, please link your channel in the chat so I can check it out once I'm done as well. Illustrator and a damn good one. We're doing a 1-hour sketch challenge on his stream. Oh, that's cool. 1-hour sketch challenge. So what are you going to sketch? Is it like anything, or you have a theme in mind? Okay, I would say that's done with that part. Okay. Gonna add some more on this side, and then we're done with the ring. We have a bolt over here. Alright, we're just gonna do some small indents next to the bolts. Do it over here as well. And some of this over here. Yeah, alright, the ring is done. I think if I add more to it, it would just be going a little bit overboard. I will probably, yeah, let's do the top plank. Just gonna look at the short. We are all a group of traditional digital artists and Lego builders. What? Lego builders? Like professionally or like as a hobby? Because I know you can actually be a professional Lego builder at Legoland in Denmark. Today's theme was King of the Land. I should probably check that out. Quixel Suite. I'm probably butchering that name. You do traditional art and collage. Okay, nothing digital. Always intrigued on how people do all this digital work. It's really awesome. Makes me want to learn digital too. Oh, I think traditional is also very like cool. I myself can't draw, so for me 3D art and sculpting is like my escape because I don't know how to do traditional art. So I tried before, but just couldn't really make it look nice. So I'm pretty jealous of people who know how to draw properly. That is also something that is useful when you do 3D. Let's see the plank. So we don't have to go and do this again. We will duplicate the plank, put it here. So we save some time. Then we're gonna cut it. So what I'm doing now is I'm basically masking the object so I can cut it off. So now I get two groups, and then I can delete the hidden part. Okay, some smaller piece got left there, so we'll mask that out. Fix it later when I'm done with this blank. So we're gonna add this crack here. You don't get this with traditional art, that the program crash. No. Just launch the program again and see if we got a save file. Thank you and bye bye. I hope you have a nice evening. It's really cool of you guys to pop by. Yeah, thank you so much for the host, and I hope the 1 hour sketch session went well. Have a look later. That's great. We have a recovery file, so actually nothing got lost. For once, Zbrush actually managed to give us a save file. So gonna add this one here as in the concept, because we have that curve here. Then it's pretty empty because I have this big cork here, so but we will add how do you want to have the line? Should we just mimic maybe that one? Something like this. That could work. Right. Because it's unnecessary for us to sculpt here, because it's gonna be in the way anyway. So, what? Here we go. Is that even visible? No, so we're gonna have to work a little bit higher up. still confused if they did Lego professionally or just for fun. Someone will have to tell me about this at the point. It was too much Marshmallow Mans in the chat for me to follow along. Just for fun. Oh, okay. But that's still very cool, doing Lego. I was actually doing that myself a couple of weeks ago with a friend. We built a very bad name from Star Wars, but it was a ship. Like a huge Lego set, and we built a ship together. It was very fun while we watched Guardians of the Galaxy. He has it on his working desk, I think, now. Was it a huge Millennium Falcon? Oh my god, Linga, you know I'm really bad at Star Wars. No idea. It was a ship. It was not the Death Star. I don't remember the names. I'm so sorry for my Star Wars knowledge, it's really bad. Was it as big as a coffee table? No, it's actually smaller model than like this size. He had some bigger ones as well, but it actually looks like a fighter ship. It's not the one with the very big flappy wings. It's quite sleek in the shape. If I knew the name, I would have googled, but like it feels like if you sit here and Google Star Wars ship, I would probably get a lot of hits on that. You all are asking me if what kind of ship it is now. Oh my god. Okay. I will just take the names and see. T-Fighter. No, it's not that one. That was the big floppy things. A-Wing. Let's see. Actually, that doesn't really look like the model. Yeah, maybe it's the A-Wing then. It had this like, yeah, that's a sleek ship, and it had those cannons on the side. Yeah, it might be this one. What color was it? And what did it smell like? It smelled like plastic. It was actually green. Green and a little bit of red and grey. At least the Lego was that. I think he said that it was like a variation from the series, perhaps? I'm very uncertain. I know that there's like Star Wars series as well. That nice Lego smell. Plastic, yes. But yeah, probably the A-wing thingy. Maybe. It looked similar. Was it this one? No, no, it was not that one. It was bigger, Lingon. Didn't build that puny little ship. It took a while for us to build it, so a wing with green in it, and the world may never know. Ah, damn it, I wish I knew the name, but... I guess you can't really Google green A-wing Lego. Oh, wrong brush. There we go. I think there is some Horizon Lego as well. I really want to have something with Lord of the Rings and build that. That would be nice. I think it was the A-wing with TIE Advanced. Okay, yeah. Might have been. We will all lay sleepless tonight wondering what kind of Star Wars ship you were building. Yeah, I will also be sleepless tonight. Maybe I should just ask my friend randomly, hey, what kind of... do you know the name of the Star Wars ship we were building? Alright, some wood grain. Next blank. Okay, we should probably get rid of this. There we go, it's gone. Now we do Dynamesh. So for this one, it's mainly the appearance on the side. So this one should actually be higher up than that one. Are you still going on the Star Wars ship? It was really big and green, I say the slave, okay. It's like not really big. It's yeah, this size. What is that? Like 25 centimeters? Something? Mind you, you had a movie marathon a while back, saw all Star Wars movies in a row. Yes, we did. Like, we were binge watching Star Wars, was it 1 to 6? Without any breaks in between. Never seen them before. That was my first time. So I can't actually remember any names. Never. No, never before actually. Felt like I already seen them by all the memes and like jokes in other movies, so it wasn't really something I cared to watch, I guess. But then I figured I should see them at some point, and then we had a movie marathon. So. Oh, you have a Lego club? What? That's some dedication. That's really cool. How fun would it be to see this movie for the first time? Well, the older movies wasn't that fun actually. I like the newer ones more, which I think some people will hate me for saying. What was that character's name again? Yar? Maybe? Like a long evil dude. That was my favorite character. He was very funny. Yeah, I think that was... Out of all the characters in all movies, I think he was the most fun, so he became my favorite. But then he was not present anymore. Make me sad. General Grievous, yes! That one! Aww. I'm sorry, Lingon. Please don't unfollow me because I like him, General Grievous. Hashtag justice for Grievous. Yeah, you see, set to Bill now. Like, he was cool. He had a bad cough and could use 4 lightsabers at once. That's super awesome. I'm not sure about the cough, but that was funny, so... If I ever will build a character in 3D, I'm gonna build Grievous. It's decided. I also said it on stream, so... It's gonna be my first character. But he's more of a robot, so I think that's gonna work better for me anyway. Was this model entirely in Zbrush, or did you use another program to first create the base mesh? So I can actually show you if I can move this one. Here's the base. Here's some cubes. Though we made the cylinder in Zbrush because I was trying out the new Boolean features. But usually I build a base mesh in Maya. That's to figure out the proportions, and I did make the rope in Zbrush first, but I didn't like it, so I made it in Maya then after. And then basically I just import it in Zbrush and start sculpting on it. I would like to try out a pipeline where I just make it in Zbrush at some point, but for the moment I'm faster with Maya Zbrush workflow. Yeah, hi there. I actually have my chat here and here on two computer screens at the same time. Because I usually have my references on this one and the chat here, but since I have the reference up here now, I don't need the other screen. You started to talk about Yarya. Yeah, I'm sorry. The same with like with the ship. I can't know the name of the characters in Star Wars either. Like I only know Anakin by name. That's it. But it was Grievous I meant. Why would a robot have a cuff though? Maybe because he's not a robot entirely? I have no idea. Or because it's fun. Do you do textures as well? Yeah, I do. I do the whole pipeline, basically. At the moment, yes, I do, as Aslan's mentioned. I texture in Photoshop, but I'm going to start texturing in Painter as well. That's because at Guerrilla Games we were doing it old school and just use Photoshop still, since we didn't change pipeline there. And that was during the time Substance came out, so eventually I will look into it, and actually for this prop, when it's time, we're gonna use Painter. At least that's the plan for this one. Well, thank you, Aslan, for answering that for me. I'm not too good at reading and doing this at the same time, so some questions or comments gets lost for me. Alright, one done. Never would I thought that I would sit and talk about Star Wars during a stream. Okay, I think that is probably... Let's continue a little bit on that one, just to connect it a bit. So we're not gonna make this one, because I think we're just gonna, in the UV maps, overlay it like one of these, so it shows up here. And let's see, we should then continue on with perhaps one of the bolts. Haven't worked on any of them yet. And we have a rope here, so we should probably work on this one first. Alright, and then gonna make it quite easy for us and just have a little bit of like unevenness in it, and I think we're just gonna make 2, so that's why we can't put in too much damage in it, because then it will be noticeable. He's still going on about General Grievous, about he looks almost exclusively made of robot parts. Why in the world would you keep his awful lungs but replace everything else? It's a good point. Maybe he wanted to keep them. Yeah, thanks Aslan. Arcade games? Oh, you mean, oh, you're probably talking about what you did during the childhood. Billinger, have you tried the one in Stockholm, the arcade? Hey Stockholm? Arcade is actually called that. There are quite a lot of cool games. So I'm just now doing some unevenness in here so we can play with it in the textures later on to make it look like it's a bit of like worked metal kind of feeling. move this out a bit so it actually is getting exposed. Because that's what it looked like in the concept. Which basically means that we're probably gonna have these two bolts sticking out a little bit more than the other ones, but that's okay. Well, I say these two, but we can have the same on this side, so. Can actually put it in a little bit. Yep. Let's duplicate it. And move it over here. Then we can rotate it a little bit. Doesn't really matter for the high poly because we're gonna make a low poly later on. Yeah, we can probably reuse that on all the sides and just twist it around, so that would save us some UV space. We should save this as well, so because it's still on the recovery tool, that's bad. Number 8. Okay, we have some more metal to work on, so let's keep going. Let's do this one. So it looks like it's gonna look like it's been worked a little bit on, like hammered onto. Looks like it needs to be a little bit higher up. Or maybe not that high. Something like this, I think. And then we have a smaller metal ring. This part doesn't really matter because it's not going to be visible due to the cork. Oh yeah, we were supposed to go there. Oh yeah, but they were closed. Yeah. I have to try another time. I think it was like a holiday or something. but they usually open until like 1 during weekdays, and then weekends they open I think to 3 in the morning. Now we're gonna make the little circle here, the bolt. Let's see, we can use the formation offset. Y, I think. Yeah. Okay, perhaps that's a little bit too much. There we go. Okay, it was a little bit uneven. That doesn't really matter because we're gonna go in and work with this. Cut it off a little bit. Alright, so basically we have the skull, the cork, and the bottom part, well, a little bit of the rope left as well. And the time is it's half an hour left before I should pop off. So that skull is using one of these as well. This one down. Okay, so the skull. We need a pair of eyes. We also need to bend it. this is probably gonna be a nightmare, but let's see if we can do something with the deformations. But before we do that, we should probably save for safety reasons, in case we get a crash. So we have bend here. That doesn't really do what we want. If we change it to Z. Oh really? No. And Y is just moving it around. So that means that we don't have the pivot correct on this one. No, exactly, we don't. Now it's in center. Oh, as center as you and I can make it, I guess. But I guess it's not gonna really do what I want now. Oh, that's pretty funny. Maybe we can do something with that later on. Is also doing that. Hold on. Usually I would do this in Maya and not in Zbrush, so the music is weird again. Yeah, it is. It's because it's The Last Guardian and not Horizon anymore. Let's change it. What should we listen to? What kind of game music should we have? Wind Waker. That's a good suggestion. I really love this game. My bend deformers are superior. Yeah, they are. Actually, I think we can export this to Maya. It's not too high. No, it's not. I don't have GoC installed, but I can just do it like this. Maya. Here we go. 500,000 groups. Of course. Did it work? Yes, it did. so much easier. Question is though, how much do we need to bend it? Is 20 too much? Yes it is, so 10 is probably... so much faster. So it moved it a little bit following the barrel. So much faster. But this is things that I like to know how to do properly in Zbrush without too much hassle, which I probably could have done if I fixed the pivot to center it or something. I played so much Wind Waker, I'm pretty sure I got 100% completion rating, or at least close to it, unlocking all those square on the map. Oh, yeah, I also played it like tons and tons of times. Yeah, exactly, giving all the maps to Tingle. But I think I 100% completed it, I think 5 or 6 times on GameCube, just replaying it, because if you replay it second time, you get the pyjama outfit, and then I thought that if you continue playing it like again, you will get another outfit. So I don't know, I didn't look it up on the internet. It turns out you couldn't, but then I just replayed it several times because it was so good. Yeah, let's stick with that, and we use move tool to move that around. And we will extrude it in a different way this time. first day I got it, my little brother somehow toppled the TV over. A huge bulky thing, and it shattered the box for the game and my controller. Aww. That's sad. I couldn't beat Ocarina of Time Master Quest because of Grey Rupee. Ganos Castle was bugged out and couldn't be collected. Ah, I actually never really played Master Quest. I have it, but for some reason I thought it. I think I was replaying Majora's Mask instead, because like Wind Waker is really good, but so is Majora's Mask. So I never made it to the Master Quest. Or did the TV break? When your little brother toppled into it? Play Wind Waker again. They should make a remake for Switch, because it would be really nice to play that like when you go on the bus or yeah, just on a car trip or whatever. Nintendo's remaking everything, so it might be something they actually have on their list. Okay, so this is also made of metal, so let's bulk it up a little bit. As if someone have hammered on this as well. Because they probably have if they're gonna make this shape. Just doing a little bit of like surface unevenness here. the team made it. Okay, well, that's great. Old and awful. So the colors were off and the image was blurry. It's like in those old fat screen tellies. Yeah, they did release a HD version of Wind Waker, but that was for Wii U, and that console wasn't that popular. So I'm not sure if that was like the best move for them. But yeah, indeed they did. So actually maybe they won't release it for Switch because they already made a remake. Same with Twilight Princess they also made that for Wii U. Let's make that crack here as well that it has. Yeah, thank you as well, Lingon, for watching, and you have to send me some screenshots of that sword you made in Zbrush later as well. But take care and have a nice shower. Well, I'm gonna finish off this skull, then I'm also gonna well, not shower before I go to bed, but prepare for going to bed at least. There we go, that's the skull. So basically we have the big cork, and we have this bottom part needs some, and the rope needs some attention as well. But the rope is quite fast to fix. I'm really new to Zbrush. It's intimidating and doesn't mesh with my brain like Maya does. Oh, you linked me your first project in Zbrush. Let's see. If you don't mind, I will put it here so everyone can see. Oh, if this is your first in Zbrush, I would say that's pretty good. Did you then did you do it in Maya first and then put it into Zbrush? You can see that you have the same type of terrace as I do. Is this did you use the orb crack brush or did you use like alpha to drag them out? entirely ZBrush. Okay. Yeah, I do get what you mean with like mess with your brain part. Like, I feel it's organic things I can do in ZBrush without using Maya, but when it comes to having a bit more like stiff shapes, like with the spiral rings and stuff, I feel it's much faster to do it in Maya than you sculpt on it on in ZBrush. So I would like to change that workflow later on, since they have the Boolean operations now. But that's cool. Is this the final texture, or is it work in progress? Looking to create awesome things in other people's head. Nice tag. Another project. Supposed to be a shield, but never finished it. Okay. Ah, okay, for a MOBA character. Oh, this must have been fun to doodle around with in ZBrush to get those hard shapes and then soft ones. You never really finish anything in ZBrush. Ah, okay. Well, it's good to make tests all time to time. I tend also to not really finish things. You like hard surface more than organic? I do enjoy both. Not sure if you looked in my portfolio at ArtStation, but I was doing both at Horizon, and I think I enjoy them equally actually. Just a change of like work. It's tiring to do exactly the same thing all the time, so I really like that I could do like some organic things and then some hard surface things. Oh, you did? Oh, thank you. If you're working and stuff like that, just doodling around in ZBrush and stuff, you can join my Discord group and just post your work in progress there, and if you like some feedback. Like almost everyone here that I know before the stream is part of that group, and then we're working together and just trying to help each other improve. You worked in the industry for 10 years? Wow, that's a long time. Aw, thank you. You should tell me which games you've been working on. I'm quite interested in that. Years is a really long time. Did you work as a 3D artist the whole time? Okay, so you don't work in games. Let's see. You must want to learn how to use ZBrush method tools or in operation, etc. Yeah, the ZBrush is a powerful tool, so I agree with you. You don't work in games. We worked because you don't texture. Let's see. Oh, you worked at Nickelodeon on all the 3D TV shows. Well, that's really cool. I had Nickelodeon as a kid, but didn't watch it as much as I watched, what was it called? Fox Kids back then, and then they changed name, and then Cartoon Network. I think it was that. You model, UV rig, animate, and layout. Oh, but that's cool. I model and texture UV, but I don't do rigging and animations. So the skull is done. I was just fixing that crack a little bit there. So let's save this up. Continue actually tomorrow. So I'm gonna do an improvised stream tomorrow, probably after 2 Swedish time, which is Central European time, I think. Yeah, 2 in the noon or something like that after lunch. Let's finish this up. And let's see, what did you link? Oh, an anchor. Did you write, this is the only thing you ever textured, it's too busy and it's too busy, I know how to get better, just don't enjoy texturing. Alright, well it's not for everyone. Oh, it's indeed busy, but that's mostly like the grain, I would say, in the wood and like the rust, but otherwise it's not as bad as you probably think. Yeah, I would say like in general it's just a lot of grain. So if you would like either have it larger or remove some of it, then it would be it would be just fine. Also, like the tears, like it's a little bit all over the place, but it's not like bad work. Oh, that's cool. Thanks for sharing. I will have a look at your last Zbrush link here, and then I'm gonna go. But if you like more feedback or just connect, then just join in the Discord channel. And anyone else interested, just join us and post your work, and like it's not a competition, it's just about giving each other feedback and improving ourselves. So thanks for watching everyone, and I hope you have a nice evening. I will now end the stream, continue tomorrow for those who are interested. Probably gonna do some low poly, otherwise we'll see you next week. So take care and bye bye.